Okay, I'm gonna make this as just a random surprise video. So, Mind Surgeon, who's subscribed to my channel, he's been politely asking me to please watch his video. He finally watched your video. I loved it. I love short videos. I wish I could make a perfect short video. I thought your video was really nice. It was really crystal clear, clean cut, and I loved everything that you shared. So. You're asking me who it was that had contacted you. Um, I'm just gonna relax here for a minute because I haven't been doing a whole lot with alien beings over the last several months, and I kind of mentioned that in my demons video. Demons, aliens, share love, Jesus. We're all part of the same party. You know what I mean? Like we're all part of the infinite universe. So I'm really like, I'll tell you what, like the whole alien side of things has been really wanting me to circle back around, but they kind of offset with it, because alien beings have a consciousness, and sometimes I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna relax here, and then I'm gonna enter into the gift that you shared on YouTube. I'm just gonna project myself into the image of that moving object. Also into the gift of you finding sort of a peace of mind, and actually putting yourself, opening your heart to communicating with extraterrestrials, and then in a loving way. That's the whole point. You don't want to put yourself out there. With a vibration of fear, or you did everything right in this. You did it correctly. So I'm just gonna relax, and I want to see what happens here. Okay. I gotta get the silly out. I'm sorry. I get all like excited, and I just have to get that like burst of energy out and laugh a little bit, and then I'm ready. I swear. So I'm gonna go to the playground here is where I'm being taken. I'm experiencing what is sort of a so there was an interaction that even took place. Whether you remember it or not, there was actually an interaction that took place there. It's as if they're standing there with you. I can't quite understand what they look like exactly, but they stand up like human beings do. I'm sorry, my phone's making noise. Gosh darn it. Okay, I turned that on mute. Okay. So, my spirit guides need you to know that Abby does not research aliens. She doesn't know any alien names, and she doesn't like to call them by names like people want to call them by the star system where they come from and all that. She would rather call him Praying Mantis Man or Avery the Human Alien or whatever. So my spirit guides are. I don't research aliens. I don't care what scientific name people call them. They're just what you're gonna like. If I want to call you Joe Schmo, that's your name. And if you don't like the name I call you, then that's your problem. I like being that human being, and not like just the human being that's like, oh, you come from Zeta Articuli or something like that. So it's just my style, I guess. So I'm calming down here. I'm gonna go and talk to them right now. They're in sort of like an interesting sort of blue cloud, like a vapor cloud. So I'm just going, they're just sort of inspecting. They're just standing here. I can't quite make out what their appearances look like. They absolutely did hear you at that time. That is what is coming to me. There's some sort of actual, this is what is also coming to me. So your soul has lived on other planets other than this planet. So your soul has experienced other bodies in an infinite universe, even alien bodies. That's not unusual. So there's actual. This is sort of like, some random day comes around and you just run into somebody, and there's just some odd connection that you both have, and you're just really happy you met this random person. And sometimes it turns into a friendship, or sometimes it's like, I'm really glad that I ran into you. That was really neat, and you just never see him again. This is actually a soul relationship. You actually have a connection with them. They heard you, and it filled them with a sensation of joy and happiness, and they were sort of like beaming their light so you could see that they heard you. They have a relationship and understanding with what is the challenge of life here on this planet. Um, they're really quite this one here. I can't describe what they look like. They don't look insect. They don't look human. I can't understand what they look like. He's quite kind. He is not. He does not have a vocal cord. Like he is not speaking to me. He's choosing to communicate in just gestures or energetic exchange. Um, I'm trying to learn the best way to interact with him. I've been doing so much with the spirit realm. It's far easier than to interact with alien beings. Just because you're dealing with a consciousness, and I just haven't been doing it much lately. I've just sort of turned that side of me off. So this is everything I'm feeling about this is very warm and welcoming. I'm not feeling anything that is. It is reflective of the call that you had sent out from your heart. They heard your heart beat. They heard love from your heart. They were overjoyed by the love that came from your heart. And on the planet Earth, it struck their ship, and they felt it and were so moved by it. They wanted you to see that they heard you. Um, it's really loving. It's sort of like I don't. It's just like. So you just want somebody to hear you sometimes, and in a miraculous way. And when they hear you, and the gift is, and there's this like gift involved, that is, hello, I heard you, thank you, is like so beautiful. They didn't have to do that, and they did. You seem to know that they were there. You seem to sense that they were there, and that is why you did this. That is why you called out when you did, and the timing was just. It wasn't a coincidence. They happened to be there. You sensed it. You called to them, and they shared with you that they were there. Your souls have known each other in other lifetimes. They're sort of examining the planet, or and trying. They honestly look like big ants. I mean, that's sort of kind of, but that's still not quite it. I can't understand what's on their face. It's sort of like they have something on their face right here. So they have like a round face. And then there's something on the face right here, like there's like a breathing apparatus or something around the face here. Um, I'm just going to describe as I can comprehend, and then if my spirit guides alter my understanding or they are able to interject, then, but this is the best of my capabilities. They have what are sort of antenna, that's what it looks like. They're bluish in color. And it's not like, little blue men. They're like kind of have rounded body, like an ant does. But they stand upright. They're slightly they would be insectoids. And I think we would consider that to be their identity. But their bodies are have these round parts like a snowman. And they have legs and arms. It's unusual to my ability to comprehend it. Their appearance is unusual. I feel really warm though with them. I feel a lot of kindness from them. I feel like this video made was a very big deal for humanity. The message you shared in it, that too, was providing a very wise awareness to other human beings who watch it. It's almost shorter, it's not even 3 minutes. So, Spirit is saying that the wisdom is in how you chose to speak to alien beings. You actually chose to be in sort of you chose to climb up to the tallest, the highest playground equipment, as you indicated. You were in a state of purity, balance, harmony in your heart and body and with your surroundings. Then you opened your heart and spoke, and what you shared was pure love, unwavering love. It was so loving that it was heard on this spaceship, and they basically were like, turn their lights on so that you could see. So let me see what he's doing. He's sort of looking at my palm of my hand. I'm inspecting my body from the inside now. Sort of like he's a palm reader, but he's somehow, through the eye of my hand, he's somehow able to open up what my hand body is like and then to see what is inside of me. It's quite odd because what he is seeing is a lot of blue and electricity, which is not how I see myself. I see, blood and nerves and all that, but he's sort of looking at me as an energetic expression. So what looks like a hand, to him looks like energy and electricity. Is sort of what is what I'm being shown here. So he is inspecting me. He's even putting his hand. He wants to share some version of healing with me. He's really, I'm telling you, I'm like mind blown by how loving and kind this entity is. I'm not to call him an entity. What do you want me to call you? He sort of does look like a bug. But he doesn't look like, I don't know how to describe what he looks like. I haven't decided to touch him yet. Let's just see what happens here. So I'm telling him, you can do as you please here. I trust him entirely. This is a very kind being. So he's inspecting my flow of energy and electrical vibration. He is instigating some sort of energy gift. He's sort of like reading my DNA strand as well. So what we would do is we would read somebody from the outside and be like, oh, that person is this, that, and the other thing based on how our humans' perception is. You know what I'm talking about? He's sort of looking at me, inspecting me as a totality of a biological creation, DNA and everything, and he just can read me like this. This is what the wisdom is that is transferring back and forth. There's a really warm sensation that he's sharing with me. A really loving warmth. They do not speak. That is one thing I will tell you. There is not a sound that this being makes. He's really warm. He's warming my whole body with like a really loving energy. And particularly here too in my third eye, but through my torso, my hands, my heart especially. He's filling me with really warm, loving energy. He's just really loving. It's like in second nature for him to do this. Like he wouldn't not do this. It's almost making me feel weak inside because the energy is so pure. It's like a pure transfer of energy. And this is how they communicate. This is what my spirit guide says. You would communicate through exchanges of energy. Their communication style is through exchanges of loving vibrations, and that naturally provides a sensation of healing. This is identical. So like begets like, or however that is. Your pure voice, heart, and everything was heard and is in conjunction with their expression. So you ask, therefore you receive. That is what this is about. There's some really, they're showing me, they're almost like caterpillars or something. I can't understand this, but they stand upright. They're sort of glowing outward with a blue light is how I'm seeing him. They're still inspecting me now, inspecting me through the eyes. So, let's see what happens next. They're going to help me understand better, provide greater clarity. So, They're trying to mimic my style of communication. They're trying to mimic what is energy, flows of energy. They're duplicating in order to align with my vocal myself as who and what I am as a biological being, and then DNA strand, everything that is my unique identity. They're literally reading me through electricity like this, that fast, and now they're aligning their themselves with an energetic ability to duplicate the same frequencies or speaking ability in order to share some other wisdom. So they're really particular. They don't like the word wisdom. That was like a really weird. They're not here to share wisdom. It is not as if it wasn't like they're here to share wisdom. That is my relationship with what they are doing, but their relationship with what they are doing does not relate to the word wisdom. It relates to something else. My interpretation is that is wisdom. Their interpretation is that it would be love or something like that. It's all very beautiful, is what they're sharing. They're even showing me what is wings and butterfly, caterpillar, like I had described them. They're really interesting. I've not experienced alien beings like this before. Metamorphosis or transformation. Their explorations are much different. It would be like if you're a bug in a field, for instance, what is your life experience? It is it's more in balance and harmony than any of us know. And the experience is what is the most valuable experiences of life, or just chirping in the field, finding other of your kind, falling in love, or whatever they do, having babies, their life cycle, and it is marvelously harmonious. They're not there to be comprehending wisdom like we try to comprehend wisdom. These guys is sort of like they absorb data, or they're just so fast in how they understand things. They're not trying to do a calculation or trying to create sentence structures or trying to describe things. They just absorb the wisdom, and that is it. They absorb the understanding, the creation. And then they reflect what is love, is the only way to describe it. They're like inspecting my mouth now. Quite peculiar. They're like curious about what they're finding here. There's something. It's like they're pulling something out of my tooth. There's some indication that my DNA is possessed in different places. They're just sort of like that was really strange. They're removing something from my mouth. It's sort of like a microchip. I'm so tired of seeing this type of stuff. I mean, by all means, remove it. Remove all of them. It's like every day human beings are like hooked up to a programming and we don't even know it. It's just ridiculous. Human beings should be natural and free to evolve or be their expression, and we're not allowed to by some other force that thinks they know better, or whatever the deal. I mean, that's for another conversation. I'm just shocked that this is what is going on here. They're really loving. I'm just going to alter my vibration again in order to be aligned with what they are like. I don't want to get emotional. It's not polite because they're so loving. Sorry, I have to look over this way because I was like, they're over here. If they were back there, I would still be looking over here. If they're over there, I'm still going to look over here. It's just the way it is. I'm going to try not to, I say. Okay. I just want to go see if I can go on this spaceship and see what it's like. They're showing me what was a beam of light that came down before you, and there was actually what was an interaction between you both. You actually talked to them. Believe it or not, you actually did talk to them. You had a full-on exchange with them. it's almost like everything paused out so you could have an interaction, and then it would just used alternative senses, and then it was just beyond the human senses, so it just got forgotten about. This seems to be the norm with these alien interactions. I too that is their energy is really loving. It's like really hot in my heart all of a sudden. There was an exchange. They actually what they did is they implanted some wisdom within you. Wisdom aligned with who and what they are, which is very loving. I totally trust what they're sharing. You cannot manipulate that feeling. They're gonna pause me out too. It's like they're gonna pause me out and have a conversation with me. It's like, by all means, I got my video camera rolling. Just come on in here, talk to me, and then just let us capture it on tape. It's like they have some way of stalling out the process of time itself. I don't understand how they do it. I wouldn't have it. I mean, I'm a human being for a reason. I'm not meant to understand everything. That's just the nature of my biological expression. Spirit guides say, so do you trust them? And I say, yes, I do. The way they feel is so beautiful. They feel so beautiful. I don't, I adore the way they feel. The way they felt in response to your calling out to them was so loving. I mean, when it makes me feel like crying, you know it's real. I cannot. I don't have a name for them. Other people have interacted with them, is what is being said. I don't understand how they're in conjunction with their explorations, because there's a lot of alien beings exploring our planet. Some of them aren't exactly exploring it, as they've been here for a long time, so they're just trying to help alleviate the problems here. I don't know how these guys is conjunction with that. If they're just sort of passerbyers, or if they're in conjunction with trying to help human beings. They definitely do love and care about you. There's something about blue that they're really a relationship with blue energy or blue vapor. They even are putting blue into my eyes, and so my eyes are like glowing a blue color. I feel like I'm going to have a lot more awareness about them as the days go on. They're sort of sharing, they weren't putting something into my tooth, they were taking something out of my tooth. Through this sort of spiritual side of, that is not unusual for all biological beings to be able to access the spiritual layers. That is quite normal. It's just human beings are sort of confused on how to do that just based on society today. So them to do work in this way, like I do work in this way, I'm not surprised by it. So for them to find stuff and take it out, it's like, oh, well, that's very nice of you, thank you. But they're sort of downloading their vibration into my body. I can feel it. I just don't know. I mean, it takes time to process this stuff. When I do healing for others, sometimes it takes a couple of days for the body to make sense of it. So if I choose to keep trying to get to know them, there's going to be a lot more awareness. But at this time, this is the best that I can comprehend what they're doing. But I do feel a lot of hot, like loving energy, and it's really warming me up. It's really beautiful. So I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for your persistence. I've been wanting to watch your video. I'm so glad I watched it. So I appreciate that. And it's kind of a really nice inspiration to get me exploring alien beings again, because I've stepped away from that, but I've been getting a lot of callings for different places, and it's sort of like whatever I feel inspired to do, then I'll just do that for right now. In the coming, months, it's going to be a lot easier for me to be more involved in making other videos to talk about things like this. So that's that. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for sharing. Bye for now.